And in 3, 2, 1, eyes open, wide awake.
That was the deepest I've gone to. That was a crazy experience. I feel like my head is like this hot air balloon.
You free yourself internally first, right? This is the feeling of freedom.
I think you nailed it. Time to test it up. I've always feared disappointing people because I've always been a disappointment to my parents.
So what do you think is the fear beneath that?
What is the fear behind disappointment? Probably to feel not loved. Like I was disappointed in school, disappointed in like not becoming a doctor. After my first relationship, I thought I would never bring a girl into my life again because there was so much pain of bringing her, an outsider, into my religious family that I built such a fucking wall. I feel like any girl I bring into my life is gonna be burdened with my family. And it's one of the reasons I try to find a girl that is actually a little bit more broken and burdened herself, because that makes me feel safe that I'm now connecting with someone that's equally going to problematize my life. I don't feel like I am a burden on this person because I will just take on their burden and they can have my burden. And so I felt more fair in the exchange.
What do you mean by fair?
We were poor. We were in a racist place. We were, abused in multiple ways growing up as there's unfairness has always surrounded my upbringing. It was unfair I had to be forced to go to Muslim school. It was unfair to my soul, my character. It was unfair that we barely had food for like the first 2-3 years of our life in Canada. So there was a lot of those tones of it was unfair that I got bullied for this color of my skin.
What about the blessings in your life?
I truly believe all of it is a blessing, but I just cannot let go of the pain.
Every time you look back to a memory, you basically remember a memory of that memory, which means that it slightly gets changed or distorted every single time. And so actually 50% of your memory isn't even true. Why is that important? Why am I telling you that? Well, because if that's the case, then it actually doesn't even make sense to be too attached to memories.
That's still enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Enough what?
Enough burden. I want to let it go, and I've been letting it go for sure. Like that pain just seems to not move through me. I don't know why.
Don't die or don't fail was essentially what you needed in order to survive, right? Going to Canada, going through poverty, going through being abused in all these different ways, you didn't get the luxury of thinking about what you want. So then the question is, okay, what do you want that life to look like? Because that will determine what shifts you get to make and what changes you make internally.
I want to feel unburdened from my past. I want to feel hopeful for my future. I want to feel strong right now, both in the sense of I will accomplish the things I want to accomplish. I will service my clients the way I want to service my clients. I will find friends and love the way I want to.
So what's stopping you from being exactly there right now?
I don't have the authority because I still maybe am afraid of disappointing people. This is a pretty fucking depressing conversation so far, but I'm usually not this, right? Like on another day, I could be very open, uplifted, charismatic, but we're just digging into maybe the deeper roots here. So the thing is, there's so many fucking deeper roots that I just tumbled together. I need to cut out this tree, pull those roots out. I have always lived to the expectations of others, but I've never actually nourished myself in a way that actually makes me feel fully fulfilled. How do you get rid of the suffering?
What do you think?
I could just let everyone go, and then I won't have to suffer anymore. Every love comes with pain. Okay, well, is suffering then part of love? Or is pain part of love? Are they the same thing? So I love my parents. Do I let them go? I want to love my wife. I want to love my kids. I want to love my parents too, but they fucking seem like they cannot love me for who I am.
That's not necessarily personal to you. It's just their worldview. and you can understand why they see the world that way. And instead of trying to change that or battle with that or suffer with that or do all these things, it's just acceptance that that is how they see the world. That really is the only way to let go of the pain. What I want you to do is just, with your eyes open, and notice how the vision goes in and out. Yeah. And just sleep, fully relaxing, all the way down, all the way deep. I want you now to allow the feeling of disappointment to come up inside of you, whether it was in high school, whether it was to teachers who said you were going to amount to good things. And as you see these moments of disappointment, notice how the feeling goes in your heart. Notice how the feeling goes in your stomach. As this feeling of disappointment builds and builds and builds and builds, not wanting to disappoint clients, not wanting to lose, suffering. There's all of this pain that is getting brought up right now from the past. And as you feel that pain, I want you to just breathe in through the nose, and I want you to breathe in through the belly, into that pain. As you see it just continue to flash right in front of you, right in front of you, right in front of you. Feel that pain get stronger and stronger and stronger inside of you. And now notice that you do not actually need to be attached to that pain. That pain is just something that is there. And now what I want you to do is I want you to see those images of all of that pain and all of those memories and all of that disappointment from the past. And I want you to now send it 1,000 miles away, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where it's so far away that you can barely see it. And this is the moment now where you can immediately start to feel the difference inside of you. You can start to feel the actual change as it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. First of all comes acceptance. Acceptance that things happen the way they happened. And with that realization now, I want you to imagine loving your parents and loving yourself. And in order now to have the life that you deserve and to take this next step in your journey, it first of all comes with the true love and acceptance of the situation that you've been in up until this moment. And if you think that you can do that, and if you can already start to feel the difference inside of you, I want you to nod your head. The feeling of just being able to be strong, the feeling of being able to be happy and peaceful and generous and caring and empathetic and compassionate. You see yourself going on beautiful adventures around the world with people that you care about, incredible retreats, being respected, being influential, changing people's lives. And the more that you feel this, the more that that old image starts to fade away. And as you start to associate more with this new image, with this new life, it just requires one thing. It requires making a decision. And that decision is to accept your past. And in a moment when you come back, this is the reality you live. This is your identity. This is the identity that you choose to associate with. And in 3, 2, 1, eyes open, wide awake.
That was powerful stuff. That was powerful. I feel so light. Thank you, Ted. That was the deepest I've gone to. That was a crazy experience.
Welcome to freedom.
I think you nailed it. That part where it just built up to like the biggest, just accepting myself. I remember like you said like go deeper, some part of it. And then like it all comes down to one thing, just accepting yourself, accepting everything that you went through. I guess that was it. It's just like, it was always it.
And when you feel like this inside, there's no fear about any of that stuff. It just is.
I know who I am, so it's like, I'm not gonna try. So why would I be disappointed? It's a good feeling. It's a very light feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like my head is like this hot air balloon. It's just pretty light, man. It's very, very light. I don't think I've ever felt it so light.
You free yourself internally first, right? This is the feeling of freedom. You can access this. You are it now. It can quite literally just be who you are.
I think if you just feel like this, you could feel free regardless of what you're doing.
Exactly.
I wonder how I'll feel working. If I'll feel free. I will feel free. Be interesting. Time to test it out.
Job, man.
Thanks for going deep with me.
Of course, bro.
Come in, man. Honey, come. Stand like you're dead. I was just thanking Ibrahim, to be honest, and sharing some of my success story, because it's been honestly, it has been that long. It's been a month and a half of working together. No, he's a great business coach. That's the one thing about him as well. Like, take away his personality, his character, the actual having fun with him. He's a good business coach. He's always done that for me, but I've always had some limiting thing that always got in between it. Like, he would guide me on social media, on my offer, on my networking capacity. It was all the same advice, but I still kind of had this resistance. I found myself getting back to the same old me. And then we started doing hypnosis, and it was a bit of a game changer, because that resistance, that self-limiting mindset, who I was as a person, well, who I was stopping myself from being as a result of my task, that stuff started slowly going away. And I was just sharing with him right now, like, something that just blows my mind, but also feels so real and normal for me right now, is that in a month and a half that I've worked with him, I've tripled my price point. Yeah, like I literally, and it's not just like tripled it. I just signed a client yesterday, paid in full, upfront, for a full year, tripled my price point. And it almost seemed like I gave him the good deal. And I know that he's gonna get a ton of value from it. I know I'm gonna deliver on my on results and like provide an exceptional service. Also, thanks, you've helped me a lot on that. But it's just like a new reality for me to be living.
That's insane, man. And your price is just a reflection of your self-worth. Fucking proud of you, man.